The Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome along to the Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast. First time for a little while.
No.
That means goodbye.
Okay. Kia ora.
There you go, that's good. Today on the show, after 6 o'clock, we had one of our listeners, Andy, call up because he said when he's on holiday, what he does is he flies to Australia to judge a guinea pig competition, to judge guinea pigs in a competition. And I thought that was really fascinating and that we should learn more from him.
This can't be real.
Well, we've got Andy on the line. Andy, tell us about what you do in Australia.
I judge purebred guinea pig shows.
Purebred.
How can you tell? Now, Andy, this is coming from, I assume you own guinea pigs, do you?
I do, yes.
Okay, this is coming from one former guinea pig owner to another. How do you tell if a guinea pig is a purebred? Because I've had several.
They were probably not purebred.
How do you know?
Because did you buy them from a pet shop?
Yeah, I did. They were $12 each.
Yeah, so they wouldn't be purebred.
How much is a purebred?
He's laughing in your face at your gross-ass, scummy-ass guinea pigs, bro.
How much is a purebred guinea pig cost?
Between 40 and 80.
Okay, so still affordable.
You got to splash out.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot for
I think mine might have cost
bloody guinea pig.
Might have cost $20. Anyway,
Don't try and talk out how much your guinea pig costs.
Why do people compete their guinea pigs? What is the mana and prestige involved with owning an award-winning guinea pig?
I guess it's just like purebred dogs. It's the challenge of trying to breed the perfect one to the standard.
That's messed up, man.
How can you just breed the perfect one? Is it by putting the right male with the right female, or you just got to hope that this particular guinea sperm's a good time?
You've got to select the male and the female and hope that you've got the genes right.
Andy, when I was a kid, I had 2 guinea pigs.
Do you know, hang on a second. This conversation to me, because this is Clint's idea to go really in depth in the guinea pig thing, I just feel like you've got a weird thing for guinea pigs.
Well, I've only got 2 more questions. Can I just have my 2 more questions and then I'll be done?
Okay.
Okay, so first one. I had 2 guinea pigs when I was a kid, and the pet shop told me that it was mother and son, and I bought them. I was like, oh, that's cute, keep it with the son. Put them in a cage together.
They sexed, didn't
the
they?
son sexed the mum and she ended up having babies, and the babies were his brothers and his sons and daughters. As a guinea pig judger, would you judge my guinea pig? Would you judge him for what he did, for his incest?
Not at all. That's
Really?
quite common.
Okay,
Isn't
good.
Isn't that what most pure breeding is? Isn't it? They've been bred so many times that they're incest anyway.
A long time ago it was to get the breeds when the first one popped out, but not so much anymore. People outcross to keep them genetically sound.
Do you take your guinea pigs? No, that's a weird question. I was going to talk about guinea pig sex parties. Anyway, last question. When I was in South America a couple of years ago, they served us guinea pig for lunch. Would you ever eat guinea pig?
I would try it, but I don't think I'd eat the whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
What do you mean you'd start it and then go, oh, that's all the guinea pig for me? Just curious.
I just have a taste. Just a taste.
Andy, this has been a fascinating insight into the world of guinea pig. What do you call it? Guinea pig rearing? Guinea pigging? Guinea piggery?
KV showing.
Wow. Okay.
What was that name?
KV showing.
showing.
That's their Latin name.
Wow.
Amazing. Hey, thank you so much, Andy. That was really informative.
Thank you.
And weird.
You're
Round of
welcome.
applause.
Can anyone make a guinea pig noise?
I can.
Coming up in the podcast, we have
Andy, that was accurate, right? That was a good guinea pig noise.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
It sounded like you were going to stab it, and that was the soundtrack.
Andy and I know guinea pigs. Anyway.
Coming up in the podcast, we have my awkward selfie story, weird chat about doctor screw-ups and food you grow into.
My favourite part of the entire show is during Foods You Grow Into, where Guy Williams cannot say the word pumpkin, and he says pumpkin.
Look forward to that. Thanks for listening.
Repeatedly.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on the edge.
Guys, don't try and change the subject, because right now I've got to play the role of Judge Judy. I've got to decipher this weird little argument that you guys are having right now, because it's bad karma for our first show back.
Well, so you could just leave it alone.
It's a ridiculous fight. I don't even want to. I don't even want to really talk because it's ridiculous.
Do a little bit though,
See, you can hear this noise right now. Do the noise. Clint has been playing. Stop doing it now because it's annoying.
Do one
Clint
more,
has been
one more.
playing with this drink bottle topper.
Is that a drink bottle topper from the official Edge drink bottle?
It is.
Available now at
This is the official seal from the official Edge drink bottle available now at the edge.co.nz for the low price of $14.99.
It's the bit
plus
that you.
BNP.
It's the bit that you put on the mouthpiece to like keep it clean or whatever. Stop doing it. It's annoying.
Yeah.
And Clint was doing it all through our planning meeting today. And so I grabbed it off him.
You snapped, Sharyn. You snapped.
I
And you
lost it.
snatched, which our parents tell us never to do.
Oh, I thought that was fair enough, though. It is quite annoying, to be fair.
She never said anything before she snatched it, though. She
So
just
me and-
snatched it. She never said, Clint, could you please stop doing that? She just snatched it.
I snatched it off him and I threw it away.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And he went mental. He was like, I needed to do one more. I needed to do one more. And I was like, why did you do one more? And he goes, no, I need to do 4. I need to do 4 of them. So get it back so I can do one more and then I've done 4.
Yeah.
It was a ridiculous OCD thing.
I had no idea about Clint's OCD tendencies, but word on the street, Clint, is that you need to do things in 4s, otherwise the world goes a bit wrong for you.
Just things don't balance out. It wasn't something I wanted to talk about, and it wasn't something I even expected
Let's
you
bring
guys.
it up, mate.
Well, I could just do it in my head or my mouth or with my thumbs, but if Sharyn takes a bottle topper off me, I can't replicate that sound without the bottle topper, and then she broke the cycle.
Mental illness, mate. Let's save money on a doctor. Let's not bother with that. Let's air our problems out on air.
Is it OCD though, or is it just a funny little thing?
It's a tendency. It's an OCD tendency.
If you have to do something by the number 4, then it's definitely a tendency of some form.
Do you ever think that not doing something by the number 4 will make something? You think it like to make the world go wrong? Or
no,
something?
it just hugely irritates me to the point of frustration. Okay, let me explain it for a second. So if I do this, I've got to do it in 4.
Yeah.
Can I have a look at it?
No, hang on. But then if I do 5, then I need to round that one up to 4. But then I've done 2 lots of 4, so I need to do 4 lots of 4. So 1 over means that I have to do.
Can I just look at
Does
it?
that make any sense? though?
You're like a dumbass Rain Man.
Let me look at it
who's
so I
not
can-
good at anything in particular.
Okay, it's not
Can't
even.
take you to the casino to do card counting.
Don't
It's
break
not
it.
even fun.
Don't break it.
I'm going to break. I've broken
snapped it in
and
half.
You can't use it anymore because it's stupid and annoying. And
Don't blame me when I drive into a power pole on the way home.
We want to know about your weird OCDs or your friends' weird OCDs because this is ridiculous. And it's annoying. Apologise
It's
to
not
me
that
for
bad.
being annoying.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Like I've kept it to myself for 27 years so far.
Well, I'm glad that it's out now because now you're not being such a weirdo. And we've got Leah on the line. Leah, what's your weird OCD?
I can't go to sleep unless all the drawers in my room are closed and all the doors, like the wardrobe doors, are shut.
Why is that? Do you think there's going to be monsters in there?
I'm not sure. It's just if I know there's a drawer open, it just keeps me awake. So if my boyfriend goes to sleep before me, I'll turn on the lights and shut everything before I can hop in bed.
Why would you have a drawer open though? Do you mean like slightly ajar, like not quite?
Yeah, like,
okay, no,
even
I can
if I-
appreciate that. That's almost a
Yeah,
right
the
angles
tiniest
thing.
bit open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks, Leah.
0800 The Edge, Chevy, tell us about your weird OCD.
Okay, my weird OCD is that it doesn't matter if it's the radio or my phone or the computer or the TV, it's always got to be on an even phone number.
Yep.
Yeah, even number, yeah. And 5s are okay because every second one is an even number, so
Yes.
like 5, 10, 15. But if it's a 3, that's a no-no. 3 or a 9, it's just not good.
And 5 is perfectly poised between it's 0 to 5 and then 6 to 9. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
exactly.
Yeah.
So do you never watch TV3?
No, I can. I prefer not to, but
Don't say that.
Awesome.
it's the volume, and like my partner will put it on like 23 just to annoy me, and I have to go and change it.
Or
Wow.
would you prefer to live an hour behind just so you could watch TV3 plus 1 so that it adds up to 4? But then you could watch Jono and Ben at 10 because 10's an even number.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jono and Ben at 10 is fine.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good.
Wow, thank you so much, Chevy. It's definitely a little weird. Kate, what's your weird OCD?
Hi. I have to turn my hair straighteners on and off 3 times before I can leave the house.
You know what? That is my one OCD that I will admit is that I worry I don't plug it in, and I take
I thought I was going to have to side with Clint.
No, I even take a photo of it unplugged so that I know that I've unplugged it from the wall and I didn't leave it on.
Yes. I could just flick it off the wall, but I don't know. I have to see that light turn back on and then turn it back off again.
3's a weird number to turn on and off, though. Why don't you turn it off twice, because that would add up to 4, or 4 times in total.
Oh, my God, no. Please don't make me think about that. Then
well, it makes more sense, because then you've gone on, off, on, off, on, off. What if you accidentally on the 3rd rotation left it on, because you started with on.
Oh, my God.
You should finish on off.
That's really unfair.
You're making her more crazy.
It's safety.
Hey, I'm not crazy.
Just kidding,
You're not
babe.
crazy. You're
Good
not
luck.
crazy.
And make
By the way, Guy, I want John on Ben to come back on. I miss you.
It'll come back very shortly. Don't worry about that. John and Ben
Oh, I miss it. You're my favourite. Don't tell anyone, though.
Oh,
you
thank
just told the
so
whole
much.
bloody nation, Kate. But thank you,
Damn it.
thank you so much for your call, babe.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the Edge.
Many weird things have happened to me over the weekend break. One of which was probably the most awkward selfie moment I've had thus far in my young life to date. I was in Altea Square, guys. Picture the scene. Me walking around as a desperate wannabe crap celebrity, just hoping people will notice me.
Yes.
This old American dude comes up to me and he's like, excuse me, can you take a picture? And for whatever effed up reason, I just go straight away, oh sweet, of course, yeah, no problem. I'll take a selfie. I took his camera off him, did a selfie of me and him, and then gave him back the phone and walked off. And it wasn't until I was 100 metres down the street and round the corner that I realised that he wanted me to take a photo of him in front of the town hall.
Yeah, like the landmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't want me in the photo whatsoever. He just thought I was some random dude. In my mind, I thought I was a celebrity.
Yeah.
So what did he do when you did that? Was he like,
He was just,
okay.
he was just polite, which is the only way you can be about it.
Yeah.
Because I guess he felt very embarrassed for me.
I can just imagine you would have been like, you'll realise one day that was a big deal, that selfie.
Yeah.
Big deal.
He will have no idea. He just thinks some random Kiwi bloke who doesn't know how to take a photo.
You're going to be the story that guy tells when he does his slideshow back at home. And the slideshow will go through and he's like, this is this weirdo asked me to take a photo of me in front of this building, and he just started getting a selfie.
This is the Harbour Bridge. This is the Sky Tower. This is some weird crazy man I met on the street. I don't know who he is or what he does.
It's not all bad, though. He's going home with a lot of tourist photos. He would eventually got the town hall, like you said, the Sky Tower, and he got a photo with New Zealand's most awkward man. So
sexiest man, sexiest man.
I deserve that.
One of the two.
These are the things these are the situations I get myself into every day. I think fame's gone to my head, guys.
I didn't think I needed one more reason to point out to you what a creature you are, and then you tell that story, and it's just a confirmation that you are officially New Zealand's biggest creature.
Correct.
Ah, good. All right. Glad to hear you enjoyed your break, mate.
Great break.
Glad to hear you did some productive things.
I got weirder stories than that.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the Edge.
Something very awkward happened to Clint and I over the holidays.
Awkward or just plain rude?
Well, I don't want it to sound like we just have like all these things we need to fight about, because we're not fighting about it. We just generally need to ask Chang a question.
Guy, do you know anything about this? Why I'm here?
Mate, don't look at me, mate.
Chang?
Yeah.
Is your cell phone working?
Yeah, I think
Do you have credit on it?
Yeah, it is. It's charging at the moment.
Did you talk to anyone on your phone during our holiday?
Oh, yeah.
So what? Do you have my phone number saved?
Yeah.
So why didn't you answer my phone calls?
Oh, you only called once.
I called twice.
I must have been in the shower.
And I text you. What did you? I called you and you didn't answer, so I thought he might be in the shower. Let's give him 5 minutes, so I know you'd be too cheap to call me back. So I called you again, you didn't answer. I text you barely text me back. I text Chang, because I was concerned about him. He put up an emo Facebook status. And I text him and I said, is everything going all right, mate? How are you? What's happening? I hadn't talked to him for a couple of days. You know what he texts back? DW.
What does that mean?
Don't worry. He didn't even bother to write all of don't worry, just DW.
And then I saw him at the comedy gala on Friday night, some night last week.
One of those nights.
Thursday, and I remember I was talking to Chang, and he was talking to his old workmates at More FM, like Joe Cotton, and I was sitting there talking to him. I was like, so what have you been up to? And he goes, he put his hand on my shoulder in front of about 4 people from More FM, and he goes, you know, let's talk about this on Monday. We talk about this on Monday. I was like, huh? every time I have seen him in public, he disses me straight away. He goes,
Yeah.
let's talk about it at work.
He ignored me at the gala as well, yeah.
I did not. Whatever. I did not diss you. I said, hi, Clint.
You
Wait.
barely.
We just want to know.
Yeah.
What does Joe Cotton have that I don't?
Wow.
Well, that can't be the answer because I've got those as well.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, true.
Well,
But she's got bigger ones.
no, she doesn't.
I
She
did not.
actually doesn't. We used to work together. We've got the same size breasts.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I love how you're in a competition now
But-
to impress Chang with your breasts with Joe Cotton.
I need to know though. Are you embarrassed of us?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Why would I be embarrassed of you?
Well, you act like you don't know us and you don't have to work with us.
No, I just try to keep work and play separate.
I
But
think he
we're-
is
but
a
we're
little.
all friends.
What do you mean work and play? What is this play? It sounds like you're going to orgies or something like that. That could be why he's got weird hidden secrets, eh?
Yeah. Do you promise that you're not embarrassed of us?
Yeah, definitely not.
You're just a really weird person.
Let's do
like
something.
Guy Williams.
Let's do
You
this
just-
weekend. Let's hang out or something, guys. Let's
No,
have
I
some.
can't. I'm real
Nah.
busy.
Yeah, I'm going to rugby on Friday.
Oh, give me
Yeah.
a call. I'll see if I can be bothered
And
answering
why
it.
why would you want to hang out with me, Guy? You and I both went to Melbourne
Let's
while we
not
were on
bring that
holiday. We stayed in hotels across the road from each other. I texted him twice to hang out, and he just didn't reply. And I thought he was joking when he said, "I need a break from you."
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. On the Edge.
Hey, how's it? You're on the edge with Guy, Sharyn, and Clint.
That was very professional introduction to the radio.
Sorry, I was talking to my friend on Facebook, and Clint's not here, so he didn't tell us we're working. So let's talk about this. Our friend went to the doctor,
Yeah,
went to get a flu jab.
it's pretty funny.
Got a phone call a couple of hours later saying, we need you to come back in because we didn't give you the flu jab. We gave you a different sort of jab, and they gave her a tetanus shot instead of her
Wow.
flu vaccination.
Is that bad for her?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's never bad to top up your tetanus, I guess. But she didn't need to.
Can't help.
She went there to get a flu jab, and now, well, at least now she's not going to get tetanus, and now she won't get the flu as well. But we want to know this afternoon. Oh, thanks
Yeah.
for joining us, Clint.
Sorry, I was stuck in the toilet.
Don't tell us your problems, mate. We want to know
What do you mean? you're
about
stuck-
your doctor screw-ups. When you've gone to the doctor and something's gone wrong. Hey, I don't know, maybe casually you're getting an operation, someone left a glove in your stomach. We want to hear about it.
Someone texted in saying the doctor thought I had herpes. Turns out I didn't. Also, hey Clint, you can totes get it. Brackets, I'm STD free. That is amazing, eh? That is so good.
You
Can I just say thank you? I appreciate the offer.
You can totes get it. Chloe, tell us about your doctor screw-up.
Hi. So when I was 14 years old, I had warts on the back of my hand, like every gross teenager does.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctors to have them burnt off. The nurse who was burning them off, she kind of tripped with the nitrogen, and she spilled it all over the back of my hand.
Oh,
I ended up with third-degree burns
Oh, my
all over the back
God.
of my hand. I had to go see a plastic surgeon for 8 weeks, and it was really quite horrendous. I still have scars 11 years later.
But, Chloe,
Yeah.
did it get rid of the warts?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't
guess.
think that Chloe's...
success!
I don't think Chloe's ready to laugh about her
No,
third-degree
success.
burns yet.
No
Too
more
soon,
warts.
guys. It's too soon.
Way too soon. Hey, Chloe, thanks so much for calling. We're going to send you along to see our must-see movie, Bad Neighbours, all right?
Awesome. Cheers. Thanks for that, guys.
No worries. Laura, tell us about your doctor screw-up.
Hey there. I was 14 as well, and I had a hard lump on my foot. So my mum took me to the doctors, and this doctor, the first thing he said when he saw the lump, he was like, "Oh, it's probably cancer."
Oh, God.
So we went home and told the family, and everyone's all upset, and some were crying, and they're like, "Oh, God, Laura's cancer." And then my mum decided to take me to another doctor, and the first thing they did was take an x-ray. And they noticed that it was actually a bone in my foot,
Yeah.
which actually just got crushed and pushed up.
It could be anything. It could be a bit of lint that got under your skin or something. Don't jump to cancer.
Yeah.
What I've just learned from the last 2 phone calls is that obviously doctors don't like 14-year-olds.
Or 14-year-olds are very hard to diagnose.
Yeah, very, very strange. We're going to go to one of our weirdest doctor screw-ups now. Edge, hello. Tell us about what happened to your mum.
Hi, how you going?
Good, how are you?
My mum went to the doctors for a routine blood test checkup,
Hmm.
and then the next day she gets a phone call from the doctor to say she has chlamydia.
Oh.
Oh my God! And what happened? Because obviously, is your mum still with your dad?
Oh, she was with my stepfather now. He's passed away, but she thought he'd been sleeping around because she knew she hadn't been, so she tore shreds out of him.
Yeah, for giving her chlamydia.
Yeah.
Your worst nightmare.
That would have been horrible. And so what happened when the doctor's surgery rang back and said, actually, sorry about the alarm, you don't have chlamydia?
Yeah, well, 2 days later they rang back and Mum's just too much of a softie to do anything about it. So she just let it go.
Oh yeah. So she let your stepdad move back in then?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He stopped sleeping in the car after that.
Man,
Amazing.
that is incredible. Thanks so much for your call.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on the Bloody Edge.
There's those times, and it happens to me more often than I'd like, where I just have to admit that I'm wrong. Let me take you guys back on a bit of a journey. Last year, probably about October or September or sometime around that, Sharyn goes, hey, check out this new awesome Pharrell song. It's called Happy. And she played it for me, and I was like, lame. And as a result, we didn't add it to the Edge rotation. A couple of weeks later, we were filling in for JJ, Mike and Dom. Our boss, Leon, said, hey, you guys should champion the song Happy because it's going to be huge. And Sharyn said, I've already told Guy about that and he didn't want to play it and no one wants to play it.
That is not what I sound like.
I was like, this is BS. I don't want to champion it. I think it's fine. Okay, we come back from Christmas. It's the number one song. Now, in the middle of the year, what month are we in?
April.
It has just broken my balls and broken the record as being the highest charting New Zealand single ever of all time in the history of the world. Happy has just smashed me in the face. Shaz Dog is right. Leon, our annoying boss, is right. Good Lord, it pains me to say it, but Happy is number one.
How many weeks has Happy spent at number one?
15.
15 weeks?
15 weeks. It's bigger than Scribe, Not Many If Any. It's bigger than Smash Proof. It's bigger than UB40. It's bigger than Crazy Frog.
So at the moment, it's still number one. I had a look on the New Zealand Top 40 page today. It's still number one, so should it stay in number one at the moment, it's going to keep making that record bigger and bigger and bigger.
No.
And the song that it knocked out of the record holding spot was one of my favourite bands. They were actually my very first concert that I ever went to at the Timaru Soundshell. Boney M's Rivers of Babylon. How do you say it? Babylon. By the rivers of Babylon.
Up until last week, this was New Zealand's biggest single of all time.
By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down.
This is
It's a groovy jam.
This is a hell of a song. I can see why this was number one for so long.
You guys should have seen it live. It was incredible.
For 14 weeks.
Okay, you know what that means?
What does that mean,
If
Clint?
this song can go back to number one, even just for 1 week, it won't beat Pharrell, but it'll go back to first equal with Pharrell.
It'll
That would be
tie with
amazing.
him. And then Pharrell probably come back the next week and be happy, and then we're going to have to do this all again.
So we want to get River of Babylon back to number one. And it's not as easy as it sounds. There's about 15 copies of YouTube. We have to go on to... No, what is it? Oh, YouTube.
iTunes.
On iTunes. Oh, God, I'm like an old person, eh? We've got to go onto iTunes right now and buy it.
Yes, but you need to buy the Disco 1000 version.
100.
The Disco 100 version, it's cheaper, and it's also just easy to find.
That's our master plan to get it to number one, is it?
If we don't all buy the same copy, guys, it doesn't get to number one because 2 copies will get up to like number 3 and 4.
I would buy this song. Like, I would go on iTunes. I'd spend $1.79 to have this on my iPod.
It's already on mine.
It's a party starter. We got to buy it again, babes, because we got it to number one. It's the Disco 100 version. It's just the original version, but it's from the album Disco 100, $1.79 version. So don't buy the full price version.
Are you willing to buy this song and join us in a crusade to get Rivers of Babylon back to number one on the chart? If you are, give us a call on 0800 The Edge. Or are you in Team Pharrell? Do you want Pharrell to keep holding that records? Get in touch with us, 0800 The Edge, or text to 3343. And if you've already bought it, you can give us a call too, because we might have some prizes lying around for you. This is a good song. And if it goes to number one, maybe Leon will let us play it as well.
New Zealand music history was made today when Pharrell's bloody happy song about how happy he is and how he's a room without a roof, whatever that means, has knocked Boney M off the all-time greatest single of all-time chart in New Zealand. I'm so worked up about it. What are we even talking about?
The most weeks spent in the number one spot on the official New Zealand Top 40 chart.
What he said. We've got to get Boney M, Rivers of Babylon, back to number one, guys.
Rivers of Babylon, where we sat down.
Did you guys used to sing this at school? Did you guys sing this at school?
Yeah, after we'd sing that song, Jambalaya, Codfish Pie, me oh my oh.
Don't remember that
Down
one.
at the bio.
I think you wrote that yourself.
No, it's a famous song.
Don't get people distracted from Rivers of Babylon, though.
Okay, we want everyone to buy this version. It is the Disco 100 version on iTunes.
This is the issue. There's so many versions
It's
on
a shambles.
iTunes. So just listen carefully. This one's cheaper. It's only $1.79. You've got to buy the Disco 100 version, not the official Boney M version, because they want $2.39. And if we can get this to number one this week, it will take the spot back off Pharrell.
Make history.
James, what are your thoughts on the Boney M classic?
It's a bloody great song. I drive party buses and we still play this on the buses. It still goes off.
Is it one of those ones, James, when you play it and all the drunk girls are like, do it again, James, do it again?
No, not quite. It's
Damn
like
it.
sitting on the bus and wobbling down the back.
Yeah.
Drunk and just dance on a pole.
Yeah, you've got a pole. That, yep, good.
Yeah, you've never been on a party bus with me then, mate, because I would have been yelling at you to play it again. Hopefully we'll come on that party bus and we will play it 3 times just to prove James wrong. Tracy, what do you think? Do you think that the song got number one?
Yes, definitely. I've got it already, but I'll so get it again.
You need 2 copies, mate.
Yeah, you've got to buy it. Otherwise, this is all for nothing. It doesn't help if you just listen to it. We need you to
No,
buy
I
it.
will. I definitely will, because I want it to go to number one. I'm so sick of Happy.
You've got to get the Disco 100 version, though, Tracy. It's very important. Daniel, are you on Boney M's team or Pharrell's?
I'm going to go against you guys and go on Pharrell's team.
What?
Oh, come on.
What?
Nah.
Daniel, how can you be... He's wearing silly hats all the time. He
Yeah.
needs to be taught.
He's done, mate. His time's up.
Oh, mate, no, he's the man. He's got swag.
He is the man, but he's
got
kind of
swag.
sold out a little on this song. He's not all gangster like he normally is. Like, let's teach him a lesson.
Well, good luck with trying to get old songs back to...
We'll give it a go, Daniel. We'll give it a go. And if it happens, we'll call you and we'll sing it to you.
All right.
Sounds great. It's a date. And Janaea, have you already bought the song?
Yes, I have,
Good.
actually.
All right, good. We've got 1 run on the board so far.
That is great to hear,
Who is still
Janaea.
buying Happy, though? How is that still number one? Like, how many people that want Happy don't already have a copy of it?
Old people who have just learnt how to use a computer and they're like, that's the one song I've heard of.
This is the song by Boney M, Rivers of Babylon. We're going to post the link to buy it from iTunes on our official Guy, Sharyn and Clint Facebook page. And we need your $1.79. We need your help to get this back to number one. And just be part of history, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just help set a record, I suppose.
New Zealand needs this.
Yeah, and you can say you were there the day Rivers of Babylon triumphantly re-summited the New Zealand Top 40 chart.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. Edge.
When I turned up to work today, I came up with 2 ideas. One of them was called salmon injuries, and the other one was
That was
called...
quite a good idea.
The other one is
Briefly
called...
explain salmon injuries.
It's off the back of chicken injuries, which I brought to the table a couple of months
chicken
ago.
injuries was a hell of a break.
And it was awesome. Salmon injuries is when you've been injured by salmon, whether it be consuming or fishing.
That one went into the maybe pile.
And or the other one I had was also to do with food. It was called foods that you grow into. So I'd like you guys just to choose now. Are we doing salmon injuries or foods that you grow into?
Can we choose neither?
No, choose one. They're great.
I think they both sound excellent, but I'm going to go with foods you grow into.
Foods you grow into?
Because
Okay.
right now I'm actually... that's good. This could actually deal with both. Right now I'm eating salmon from the sushi store.
Be careful. Be very careful. Otherwise you're giving Sharyn content for her break.
Okay, well I haven't been injured by it yet. So it's definitely not salmon injuries, but I didn't like fish previously, so it definitely goes under foods you grow into.
Well, tune in tomorrow, guys, because I got injured by a salmon on the weekend and I'm going to talk about it. But today we're talking about foods that you grow into. Foods that you didn't like when you were younger, and then as you grew up, you grew into them. For example... Oh my God, I used to frickin' hate avocados. Now, I want avocados on everything because I grew into them.
You grew into avocados.
I grew into loving avocados. Do you guys not think this is a thing?
No, I do. No. Mushrooms.
Spit it out, mate.
Mushrooms. I never ate mushrooms. They're gross. Who would grow something that grows like accidentally in a garden?
Yeah.
Who would eat that? And but now I just munch them 24. Love the mushrooms.
How many mushrooms?
That explains so much about you that you love mushrooms that much.
I sound like I'm on magic mushrooms now. I'm not. I'm sober and I'm good, and I just like the taste of mushrooms. That's all I'm going to say.
But Clint, you seem like this isn't a thing, that you don't think that people grow into food.
I'm sure it's kind of a thing, but I just don't know if it's if it's the hot topic of today.
This is the hot topic of today.
Can someone please stick up for me and say that's a real thing?
Call
that you
in.
grow into foods and what foods you've grown into?
Call in 0800 The Edge or text into, what's our text number again?
3343.
3343.
Let's get the text machine blowing up with food you grow into.
Have you grown into anything else?
Red wine. I grew into red wine.
It's not food.
It's a drink though. I grew into that. My grandma grew into shortbread, which is pretty good. Hayley, what did you grow into?
Homemade relishes.
Yes.
Laid on sandwiches.
And now do you make your own ones, Hayley?
I don't, but Mum does.
Oh, good on you, mate. Hey, look, just great to see that foods that you grow into is taking off. Let's talk about it some more. Hey, guys, guess what time it is? The best time of your life, because it's the time that I've come up with an idea for the show. Bam! I did come up with another idea called salmon injuries, which is when you've injured yourself eating with salmon or fishing for salmon. That's been tabled till tomorrow. But we're talking about foods that you grow into. Food you didn't like when you were younger and you just grow into them later on in life.
There's so many that are coming through. Wasabi's a big one. Oh, when you're a kid, you hate wasabi, obviously, like that.
I don't like wasabi now.
Those what are those? They got Brussels sprouts, some strawberries, raspberries. Those seem like fair enough things to me.
It seems like that it's just foods that people grew into are vegetables and fruits, because they realise that their metabolism doesn't work anymore, so they have to eat healthy.
Maybe.
Do you know what food I've grown out of? Eggs, since Sharyn called them chicken fetuses before.
Well, they are a chicken
Never
fetus.
eating a bloody egg again,
It's
that's
a chicken
for sure.
embryo.
That's the grossest thing. Don't cover your face. You said it. You said it, you disgusting lady.
All right, let's go to the phones.
Ken, first of all, do you think that food is something that you can grow into?
Certainly do.
Yes.
Totally agree with you.
All right, Ken, what food did you grow into?
Collie and broccoli.
Oh, that's actually a good thing. Did you have a weird obsession where you had to eat them all the time?
Yeah, hated them. Left until the last.
Oh.
Waited until they were cold. Shriveled up.
I went through the same thing with broccoli, and I got obsessed with it to the point that a boy I was dating once gave me a bouquet of broccoli instead of a bouquet of flowers.
Did it make you happy?
Yeah, I was pumped because I'd just finally grown into broccoli.
It is amazing.
Did he steam it first?
No, it was literally a bouquet with a ribbon on it. Thank you, Ken. Melissa, what food did you grow into?
Pumpkin.
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't
coma as well.
I still haven't grown into it. How do you grow into it? What's the secret for pumpkin?
I reckon you've just got to eat it more than once, and when you think it's gross, if you eat it again and a couple of times, then you're over it and you start to grow to like it.
You haven't even grown in to learn how to say it. Can you say
pumpkin?
Pumpkin.
Say it again, pumpkin.
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 I don't know. You made me think about it now, and I'm all confused. I said it right the first time, though, definitely.
I love you, Melissa. Pumpkin was a great contribution. Bradley, what food did you grow into?
I grew into eggs.
Oh yeah.
Who was never into eggs?
I hated them as a child, eh?
Is it because you just thought of them as chicken fetus?
Oh,
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Well, it's what it is.
That's the grossest
It's
thing
what
we've
it
ever
is.
said on this show.
Okay, and just to make my point proven,
I've moved off eggs.
it's what they are.
Gross.
Stop trying to prove your point. No one's disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's not one of those topics. It's a moot point. I agree with you. We don't need to be convinced that you grow into food.
I just wanted to say that I brought some gold to the table today with foods that you grow into. Tune in tomorrow, 5 o'clock. It's going to get real here on the Edge Afternoon Show because we're talking salmon injuries. I'm doing a salmon with my hand.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the Edge.
Sharyn schoolyard stories.
They're my stories and I don't even like them.
Yeah. Sharyn, what do you got for us today, babes?
This week, I take you back to Tower College, a college I went to in Wellington.
Shout out to Tower College.
It was in Tower, in case you didn't catch on. I'm quite. I'm not a I am. I'm a super insecure person, I guess, especially when it comes to being sweaty or being hairy. Or
Everyone's
or
insecure
my
about that.
breath. Cause
Smelling, yeah.
when I was younger, the girls at my school in Timaru told me that my breath smelled like Cheerios, and so from then on, I was Cheerio girl.
Oh.
And I just get really paranoid about sweating because I sweat when I'm nervous, but. Being hairy, I wasn't even that hairy in hindsight, but literally 1 week, I like to remember it as the week of shaving, because on Monday, this girl said to me, "Man, you got real hairy arms." Like, she was like, "Oh, do you like have something in you, or like why are they so hairy?" And I was like, So I went home that night, had a shower, got Dad's shaving foam out, lathered up the old arms, and shaved my arms.
It's always a bad idea.
Dog, do you know what? It's like I'm 28 now and I still have to shave them. Cause
You never had to shave them though, but because you shaved them that first time, it would have grown back all standing up, and it gets thicker and worse.
I quite like it now. But
I got the same insult. Someone said, "Oh, you got really hairy arms," and then I went home and I was like, "Hey, wait a minute, who cares?"
Well, I didn't think that because I was a girl. And then day 2, Tuesday, we had swimming sports because it was summer, and I didn't.
I'm nervous about what you're going to shave in the story.
This girl goes to me, same girl, she goes, "Man, look at your belly button, you've got a snail trail, you're a boy."
What?
And I was like, "Ah!" And so I went home, lathered up the old stomach and shaved my belly button.
Amazing.
Did your dad know you were using a shaver for all these things?
No, he probably knows now. He'll be in the car. Sorry about it, Dad. Wednesday, went to school, same girl, wearing my Roman sandals, as you do at Ottawa College.
Oh, don't say hairy toes.
She's like, "You got quite a hairy big toe." And I was like, I was like, "This is the worst week of my life. I'm a hairy beast." So I went home, lathered up the old toe and shaved it.
Is this real?
This is legit real.
This doesn't sound like one day after another.
Real. All in 1 week. Last day of the week, Mum doesn't know at this point I've been doing this until the day that another girl in my class told me I had sideburns, and so I shaved off my sideburns.
Wow.
And then I had to go into Mum in tears because my face was really brown, so I had a tan line where they had been. And my mum had to go down to the Woolworths and get me some gel so that I could gel them back as they grew back, because I was so paranoid about it. But I literally had stubbly. Mum had to like blow dry my hair straight so that it covered up where my sideburns would be.
Amazing.
It was a bad week and there was not a lot of hair left on my body.
These are always the weirdest stories, and you've not failed to deliver today, Shaz Dog.
Another edition.
Do you know the worst thing about it though? I had the worst week of my life, and then my sister Jocelyn goes, "Oh, well, if you're going to shave your belly button, you should have done your lower back. That's pretty hairy as well." I couldn't reach there with the shaving foam, so I couldn't lather up my back.
That was another edition of
Sharyn
Schoolyard Stories. Yeah.
Tortured you.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. Edge.
So, a bit of a weird story. I had a couple of weird things happen to me on the weekend. On Saturday, I was walking home from town, and I was walking up the hill past a bus stop where I found a man collapsing onto a bench, onto a bus stop bench, and looking like he was going to fall into a hole or something like that. He was completely spazzing out.
There was no hole there.
There's no hole there.
Just
no.
doing that thing where you're plummeting.
Yeah. He was genuinely like freaking out, and then he was lying on the ground like he was like a baby. It was pathetic watching him down there, and I was like, holy crap, I thought he was having a heart attack.
How old was this guy?
52 years old.
Jesus,
it's unbelievable. And I know that because I called the paramedic and hung around afterwards to see if there's anything I could do, because I'm a hero. Anyway, turns out I'm not a hero, I'm an idiot. Anyway, turns out the reason he was down and like that is because he'd just smoked a synthetic drug. I don't know if it's synthetic weed, I don't know what it was, but he had the packet there and he showed the paramedic and he's like, "I've just done this and I feel terrible." And it was just I thought he was going to die. I was so lucky that he'd lived. And when I went home, I was like, "Oh man, Campbell Live is right. Maybe I should get onto these things. Like maybe these are a real big problem, just seeing that what happens to this 52-year-old man." The next day, I did a tweet about it, and the government's now banning it. So I don't want to say.
So you really are a hero.
I don't want to say it was all because of me, guys, but I think I started a revolution.
I think Campbell Live had something to do with it.
Yeah, I actually think that John Campbell and his team deserve, and not just because they're in the same company as us, they have really, really campaigned for this to happen for a really long time, and they've jumped up and down about it, made a big deal to the point that it's being talked about in Parliament and stuff, and the fact that it's happened is so awesome.
And also me as well. thanks to me as well.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
real good
Julie.
at calling 911.
It's all getting banned. That was the news today. It's all getting taken off the shelves.
Yeah, synthetic drugs are gone.
It is awful stuff.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Have you ever tried it or anything like that?
I haven't tried it, but my husband tried it on his radio show, and he was next door, and he came in to me, and he's got quite a high tolerance of like alcohol and stuff.
and stuff.
No, I don't mean like that, but he came through to me because we were both working at the same time. And
I don't want to brag about, but he's got quite a problem, guys.
No,
and he's got like an iron gut. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
But he came through and he was genuinely freaking out because it had really, really messed with him, and he'd only had one puff of it.
It's not my idea.
It was terrible.
It's not my idea of a good time, but I've done it, and it is just awful, awful stuff.
It's just don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Don't do any of that stuff.
So it's really good news. It's really good news that these dangerous products have been taken off our shelves. It's a good day for New Zealand, I think.
Guy, from me and on behalf of my future children, thank you. Thank you for what you've done for the people of Aotearoa.
Anytime, New Zealand, anytime.
You may as well take a fake thank you, mate, because you're not getting in another sort of thank you anytime soon.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. Edge.
So Sharyn was in Melbourne for her holiday recently. Don't want to brag about it. She went over there.
So were you. You were staying in the hotel across the road, but you screened my calls and didn't hang out with me.
That is not true at all.
You did. I called you and I texted you.
No, you're mixing Chang with me. You didn't call me.
Chang wasn't in Melbourne. You were.
You were across the road from me.
Guilty. I didn't hang out with Sharyn. Guilty.
You were too busy ground and pound.
No. What? No. Okay. Anyway,
to the strip club, shawty.
Okay, I was not in strip clubs in Melbourne.
You were.
But even if I was,
no one knows who you are there.
What I did in Melbourne wasn't as weird.
It's no one's business but mine.
As what? It wasn't as weird as what
I do
Sharyn,
in my spare time.
What Sharyn did in Melbourne, which was. Sharyn, tell us how you spent your Melbourne experience.
My sister Megan and I went shopping. We caught up with some friends.
Don't make it sound normal. Say the weird bit.
I went to a dance party, which was at a gay bar. It was amazing.
That's pretty cool.
And I also went to the Neighbours set.
Okay.
The TV show.
Rewind.
I went to Ramsay Street.
Yes, you went. The sole purpose of your trip to Melbourne was to visit the set of a crappy soap opera.
It's not crappy. It's the longest running Australian soap, and it's freaking amazing.
Just because things have been going for ages doesn't mean they're a good idea.
It's so good.
The only people who watch Neighbours are people who can't watch Home and Away because it's too sexy.
No, it is. Neighbours is awesome. You watch both of them, okay? You watch Home and Away, and then you watch Neighbours. It was so exciting to me because we actually got to go to the Neighbours Street. You got to go to Ramsay Street and found out all these amazing fun facts about it, which... Don't worry, guys. I'm going to share them tomorrow in Uber Facts, the Neighbours edition. And then you got to go...
Please still listen tomorrow, even though that's happening.
Yeah, and then you got to go into the actual lot where they film Neighbours, and it's this huge place.
It's just a street.
No, their street is there. They only film on the street 40 days a year. And then
well, don't spill all the Uber facts.
Then the rest is all like on a big lot, which is where they have all the outside sets, like the garage and Hire a Kyle. And then you went around.
Hire a Kyle?
Yeah, it's Kyle's business. And
Weird.
Then you got to go to another
How
part.
many Kyles has he got?
Just one. And then you go to another one where you got to go to Lasseter's,
should
the
be
hotel.
Called Hire Kyle then.
You guys are really annoying me. And then you got to go to Lasseter's, the hotel, and you got to go to Harold's, and you got to go to Sonia's nursery. It was
Sonia's nursery.
You got to go to all of the outside sets. You didn't get to go inside any of the houses, but you got to go to everything that was outside. It was so cool. And I saw the place where Kate died, and I got a little emotional.
The place where'd she die? In Harold's nursery?
She died in like a pergola over the lake.
She died in a pergola over the lake.
She got shot like literally seconds after Mark
proposed to her. Not in real life, though. It's not The Crow.
It was still really sad. Mark and Kate have been trying to get together for a long time.
I cannot think of a worse way to spend a holiday. Do you think it's a good way to spend a holiday, going to the Neighbours sets?
What? Yes.
Living in Neighbours land? I guess if I was into Neighbours, I'd like it. But if you think that's a good idea, call us on 0800 The Edge. Or if you've got something weirder that you did on your holidays, 0800 The Edge or 3343. What was the weird thing you did on your holidays?
Yeah, a lot of people took that break between Easter and Anzac, so they would have had a holiday as well. Did you get up to anything more weird or dull or stink to do on your holiday than go to the neighbour's set?
Someone texted in, did you visit Who Gives a Shit? Yes, I went with my sister and she gave a shit. Thank you very much.
That is a very good call from you, Texter.
I'm going to say no offence, Sharyn. And you know when someone says no offence, your name, they're definitely going to follow with something offensive.
Well, you have offended me. You said that.
I reckon. Yeah, what do you mean? What are you going to say?
Well,
I was just going to say what I said.
I think
Can
you're
I say
being.
something?
Can I insult you?
Fine, hurry up.
Because when you say no offence, you can say something offensive. That's the way it all goes.
Yeah.
No offence, but I reckon you wasted your trip to Melbourne by only going to the Neighbours show, pretty much.
I
Just
didn't. There wasn't.
wanting to see the Neighbours set.
It was not the only thing that I did. It was only
Pretty
2
much.
hours of my holiday, and it was so much fun. I also got to see the very first episode of Neighbours.
It was the only thing you posted photos on our Facebook page of. Definitely seemed like the climax of the trip.
Nobody needs to see photos of me out for dinner. It's not that exciting. But me on Ramsay Street, hello, that's a great track. Estee, stand up for me here. It would be a cool thing to do on holiday, right?
That would be so cool.
Are you a big fan of the show?
I am. I even watch YouTube videos about behind the scenes on Ramsay Street.
Amazing.
See, it's not a dumb thing to do.
I feel
it's
like you guys have
real
been
fun.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
I feel like you need new hobbies.
I've watched that show for years, like 20 years. I wanted
sounds
to go
like
and see
brainwash
it.
to me.
At least on Home and Away, they're at Summer Bay, it's at the beach. It's like quite sexy and exciting. Ramsay Street.
When was the last time you watched an episode of Neighbours?
Never.
Oh, great. So it sounds like you're really qualified to know what you're talking about.
When you hear the song, you just immediately know this isn't going to be good.
You guys are crap. Anyway, we want to know what weird things you've done on your holiday. And Andy, we are only going to talk to you because yours is by far the weirdest thing I have ever heard. Tell us what you do on your holidays.
I get paid to go to Australia and judge guinea pig shows.
Wow!
So how often do you do this, Andy?
3 or 4 times a year.
Andy, tell me right now what makes an award-winning guinea pig.
It depends on what breed of guinea pig.
Okay, the white and brown ones.
The white and brown ones. It's all about the markings on them.
Largely white with patches of brown.
With patches of brown. They've got to have the right patches on their cheeks and the right patches on their bum.
Amazing.
In the right places.
And what sort of money can you win in a guinea pig competition?
None at all.
So what? I don't understand, Andy. What are you a vet or like? Why are you such an expert on guinea pigs?
I've bred and shown them here in New Zealand since I was 11.
Really?
Amazing.
Wow.
Andy, I want to know more about this competition. Can we put you on hold? Can we talk to you on the podcast about the art of guinea pig judging?
Sure.
Okay, hold there. And if you're interested, as fascinated as we are, make sure you check out tonight's edition of the Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast.
So that was it. The weirdest thing you could do on holiday, even weirder than Sharyn. Good effort.
It is Guy, Sharyn and Clint, 25 minutes past 6.
I'd just like to say that phone was your guys' idea and it was lame.
It was your idea.
You're boring, man.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on the edge.
Guys, look, I know it's been away for a while now, but
what?
I am proud to announce the triumphant return of Clint and the Glossies.
Oh, shit.
Gossip, scandal, romance, sexy, news. Clint and the Glossies.
So don't worry, I know you've had to resort to buying your own glossy magazines for the last couple of weeks, but this week I've gone out and I've purchased a plethora of very, very glossy, star-studded magazines, and I've wrapped up the best bits in a tidy little feature for you.
You, sir, are a hero.
First of all, going to one of Sharon's favourite magazines, Famous Magazine.
Oh, I love Famous Magazine.
Famous Magazine is suggesting that Miley Cyrus is pregnant. They are somewhat slut-shaming her, to be honest, saying that she's had too many one-night stands. The best bit is, though, they say, and this is a direct quote, that because of her one-night stands, she's about to face the ultimate consequence of her hookup, a baby. The ultimate consequence is a baby.
It annoys me. Like it's like a life sentence.
Yeah, like the gift of life is the ultimate sentence.
That's ridiculous. But like, it annoys me that they're allowed to write that on the cover, and then when she doesn't have a baby in 9 months' time, they'll be like, Oh, well.
Also in Famous Magazine, Kourtney Kardashian apparently is pregnant, Rihanna is pregnant, and Demi Lovato's got a sex tape. They are very sympathetic to Demi Lovato, and they blame her boyfriend for leaking the sex tape. They say it shouldn't have happened, and they published, they say that it should have never got out there, and yet they still published all the still shots from the sex tape, just so everybody can see it in Famous Magazine.
I would just like to dispute this for a second. They have sold that on the cover of that magazine. There was never any sex tape of Demi Lovato and Wilbur Valderrama. It was photographs. It wasn't a tape. It was photos. But on the front of that, they have said sex tape.
They put all the photos in, including Demi Lovato's boobies.
Because they're a magazine, so they never have to show evidence of, like, moving images. What's her boyfriend's name, Sharyn?
Wilmer Valderrama. He played Fez on that 70s show.
I could have told you that because I've read the magazine. Yeah.
Wilmer Valderrama.
The next magazine is NW Magazine. They're also big on Miley this week, but Miley is not pregnant in NW, so conflicting stories. But in NW, Miley is sleeping with Justin Bieber's dad, Jeremy Bieber.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jeremy Bieber.
Plus, you know Coco Austin from that show Ice Loves Coco? She's married to Ice-T, the rapper slash actor slash guy with a real... Yeah. She's done a 4-page spread on why everybody should definitely have plastic surgery. And one of her examples of why it's a good idea is a picture of her upside down on a Swiss ball, and her 16 double D implants have not moved at all. They're still perfectly in place. They haven't slid up around her neck.
That's effed up.
So, yeah, it's a little
One of my
messed up.
friends has breast implants, not like ridiculous ones. Just she went from like an A to a C or something. Hers are incredible.
Nothing wrong with breast implants at all. It's just she's done a lot to her face.
I don't think people should do that to their bodies.
It's circumstantial.
It'd be awkward when you're like 80 years old and you got these massive round
They
titties.
don't last that long.
I'm getting my boobs. That's my deal with my husband. When I've had 2 kids, he has to put my boobs back where they were.
That's weird.
Put these back when you're done with them.
Yeah, I am going to be cleaving it up in the rest home.
The last glossy is New Zealand Women's Weekly, and they've cleared up the misnomer that Rachel on Shortland Street is Harry Warner's mother, Chris Warner's son. First of all, she's not his mum on the show, and just so you're sure, she's not his mum in real life either. So they've done a spread with Rachel and Harry Warner, who's played by Reed Walker, and his real mum.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So they've cleared it up. I have to say, that guy, the character, Harry Warner, he's got a punch me face, that kid. Like
Don't say that is a horrible. That's a horrible thing to say.
Let me finish. His character definitely has a punch me face. The real person, Reed Walker, looks like a nice guy, so he must have to spend a lot of time on the set of Shortland Street getting into character. Is all I'm saying.
It's called acting.
I know, and he's good at it because I hate him on the show, but I quite like him there.
It's also like some of the bad guys on that show aren't bad in real life.
And that
He's a child.
is another edition of Clint and the Glossies. That's it. You don't have to buy them this week. Don't bother picking them up at the hairdresser. Don't read them at the doctor's. They'll be covered in germs. That's everything inside the magazines that you will ever need to know.
Thanks very much, Clint. That was fantastic and informative.
Shaz, any praise?
You say sorry for Reed Walker.
Sorry, Reed. Sorry to Harry. No.
Yeah, sorry to the character.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the Edge.
Hey, there you go. That's the end of the podcast. First podcast back. That wasn't nice. I think there's going to be more of a joke.
That was
coming
great.
from
That was great. And Clint just got real offended. Thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. It's been we've had a week off, and I thought that was a really good show.
Yeah, I thought we were going to come back friends.
Hey, yeah, it was pretty good. We can do better tomorrow. So
How
tune
good
in
was-
when we talk about salmon injuries at 5 o'clock.
How good was that guinea pig guy?
Andy.
Yeah, he was good value. I'm going to go back and listen to him again.
Yeah, do it.
This is a high quality podcast.
I just love
Can I say that
learning.
right
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
You guys are just saying that because I've never listened to the podcast.
Sharon's never listened to our podcast, guys. She doesn't even know how to get our podcast or where it goes.
To those listening right now, Sharyn actually doesn't know what a podcast is. She has one, but she doesn't understand what it is.
I know what a podcast is. I
What is
just
it?
don't listen to it. Because I'll just be sitting there going, oh, you talk too much.
What's a podcast, Sharon?
It's just like a whole lot of people sitting around talking shit without the music. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's
basically.
pretty good summary,
Yeah,
actually.
that's actually really good.
Hey,
Yeah,
join in
GFY.
tomorrow. On that recommendation, make sure you grab tomorrow's podcast. Thank you for downloading it.
Salmon injuries, 5 o'clock.
What does GFY stand for?
Go fuck yourself.
Oh,
You
thanks for
ask every
listening.
time.
The Guy, Sharyn, and Clint podcast.